Hello, Gun Nation. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. We have had a crap load of rain today. I mean, bad thunderstorms, and sounds like we're fixing to get them again. So hopefully it doesn't mess anything up. I guess we'll see soon. But just wanted to jump on here real quick. It says nobody's in the chat yet, but YouTube probably hasn't caught up. We got Dan Stoops in the house, Tristan's in the house, Palindrome Pictures. I'm sure more people will be jumping in here. We got Dirt Track 410. I hope y'all are all doing well this evening. Let's see here. And also, I did want to throw this up there. I get a lot of people ask, like, hey, where do you get your light bearing holsters or whatever? I get them from Armsman Holsters. I just wanted to throw this up there. I get them from Armsman Holsters. He does have a discount code set up for y'all. It's BJGG10, and that's 10% off and free shipping only for my subscribers. I don't make anything on it. It's just to benefit y'all. So I put them there, and of course, y'all know how to do the Google and check out Armsman. And then we've got Lock Grips. They've been a big sponsor or big supporter of the channel for a long, long time, 5 or 6 years. And anything on the site, pistol stands, grips, shirts, hats, t-shirts, hell, whatever you want. Magwells, use BJGG10 and that'll save you 10% off everything there as well. So, and of course I got other ones. Hey, what's up, Turkey's Opinion? How are you? We've got Palindrome in the house. Turkey's Opinion is in the house. Rich B. Hope y'all are all doing well. And I did get a really cool gift in the mail today from Uncle Dan. He's not on here yet, or probably busy this evening, but he sent me something that was really cool for something I have and wanted me to try it out. So it was really nice of him. I got it, put it together, took some pictures of it. I still have to test it and all that other stuff, so I don't want to post anything yet and tell y'all, hey, sometimes when people see pictures of stuff that I post, they're like, oh my God, he loves it. And I will actually say, still testing or started testing. And then I end up not liking it. And so I don't ever do a video on it. But so that's why I kind of want to test stuff first before I start posting a bunch of pictures and let you know if I like it, not like it, So if you see pictures and you see posts about stuff, that usually means it's going pretty well, unless something changes down the road and I do an update. We've got Ranger 10 in the house. Russell Young, how are you? Brian Deshane, good to see you, sir. Chris from the 740 is in the house. We got Rusty Taylor and the Armsman. I was just talking about him a minute ago, and if y'all are interested in holsters, just scroll up a little bit. The discount code's there. Matter of fact, even spoke to the Armsman today. So always good speaking with him. He makes good quality stuff. So if you want light bearing, non-light bearing, he's got a lot of stuff. And you can use that code, BJGG10, save you 10% off. And free shipping as well. And he's just doing that for y'all. So it's only for my subscribers. Cheers, everyone. We've got a little bit of Maker's Mark, or actually a lot of Maker's Mark this evening. I needed a good stiff drink, so I am having one. Got me a 3-shotter. And I'm not a huge, I don't do this every night. But when I enjoy the chat, I like to have a little sippy poo. But also, I wanted to bring something to y'all's attention. Maybe some people don't know. And I got the little release from Streamlight because I'm one of their testers. And they are having the new Streamlight TLR-7 HLX. So it is the TLR-7, the small one that I love. I guess the micro flashlight, 500 lumens. But this is the HLX, so high lumen or higher lumen X. So this little light, what they've done is they've changed the front bezel and they've extended it. So it's got a different refractor in it. So now they've gone from 500 lumens to 1,000 lumens and 22,000 candela on this little light. Now it does extend the bezel. So the bezel is kind of like two bezels. If you could imagine them stuck together, that's about what the distance looks like. I've requested, I requested one to be sent to me, but I don't think they're releasing officially until the middle of next month to the end of next month, but they're going to be in black and FDE. So it basically doubles what the old TLR-7 was. And also it can take rechargeable batteries or regular CR123 batteries. So it's dual fuel. So whichever you prefer to run in it. And it shows, that it'll take the rechargeable. I don't know if it comes with it or not. So this is the X series. All of the X series are dual fuel. Matter of fact, I don't know if they're discontinuing the regular 7A and making all of them the X so you can run rechargeable and regular. But it's the same holster and all that stuff. The regular X is just the X, or the HLX has the extended bezel. So if you've got some holsters that were set up for the X or the regular TLR-7A, they're probably not going to work with the extended bezel. So just be aware of that. But I think that's, I'm excited about it because it's still the small platform, and I love those buttons, but it's still the small platform, but you're getting, the huge bump in lumens and candela. So I think that's pretty badass. So I'm excited about getting it, testing it out, seeing what I think about it. And I want to compare it really to like my 1000 lumen TLR-9, my 1000 lumen TLR-1, and hell, even the X300 1000 lumen. Not the turbo, because that thing is, 66,000 candela or 72,000 candela. So, that's going to smoke it. But, anything else is probably going to be pretty good to go. Hello, William Carter. We got Trigger Bar in the house. Also, if you're not subscribed to Trigger Bar, go over there and check him out. Also, Turkey's Opinion, Chris from the 740. Like I always say, there's other content creators on here, so please go over and support them as well. I support them. They support me, and, I think it's just a big brother in here. We got Scott79 in the house, Rich B. Ranger 10 is in the house. Yep, I did see that. And of course, also, if you live in Texas, so it's GOA, Texas, and I think that's the only state is Texas. But like I said, y'all know how I feel about some of that bullshit. Brian said he's been needing a large drink myself. Tripped and landed with the corner of my coffee table. Says I'm in the left rib cage, so that's what a gunshot feels like. Holy crap, man, that's awful. Hope you get better, man. That's horrible. That is not good at all. That's not stupid, man. So I did something stupid today. I ordered myself a Glock 17L Gen 5. Nothing wrong with that. I was pretty shocked when, I sent a bunch of my buddies, saying, hey, the Glock 17 Gen 5 came out. I had no idea about it, that it was going to even come. So I think I love my Glock 17L, but mine's a Gen 3. I wish, it was a Gen 5 because you do get the better trigger, you get the better barrel. What is it? The Acu something barrel is supposed to be a little more accurate, but, like I said, all guns are more accurate than me, I'm just being honest. But no, I think that's cool. I think it's a very cool option. I think they're going to sell a lot of them. So nothing wrong with that. Everybody should own a Glock, like I've always said. Let's see here. Anyone have any tricks to loosen up some tight M-lock screws without stripping the Allen head out? What I would do, I have special bits that are for Allen heads, but they're kind of extended. It kind of looks like a funnel instead of just being straight. Kind of looks like a funnel, and it does grab a little better. What you could do is take a soldering iron, if you have one, and actually put the soldering iron to heat up the actual bolt. So put it on the bolt head or the bolt thread from the backside, get it, hot, and then actually take it out real slow. And when you take it out, don't just go like that. Take up all the slack on the bolt head, then start turning it. So don't, some people just put it in there and then whip it. When you do that, that's going to create it to strip. So just load it. You're basically loading the wrench and then starting to turn. That could help. Yeah, the 17L is actually a really cool gun. Let's see here. Turkey's opinion saying, oh, pressure to XDM 3.8 9mm. Yeah. Yeah, it's also MOS. Yeah, and I don't have a huge problem with the MOS cut. I have a huge problem with the MOS plates. So if you got like a C&H precision plate and put it on the MOS, that's different. I think you would have a lot better luck with that. Those MOS plates, man, they're just. I've actually looked at them and put them on a flat. In my garage, I've got a flat marble table that I've done lapping with. So I don't want to say it's truly calibrated, but it's planed flat. And I've actually put those MOS plates on them and looked at them with a light. I've got a little ultralight that I used in aviation that I can shine under it. It'll show you if there's any deviation in the flatness of the plane. And I've seen light under the MOS before where I haven't on some other plates. So I just don't trust the MOS plates personally. Let's see here. Let me catch back up here. And again, if you want an Armsman holster or lock grips, scroll up. I put the discount codes in there if y'all want any of that stuff. Save you some moolah. Yep, you can whack the, let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say trigger bar. Yeah, you can do that if you want. I like a soldering iron because it puts heat directly on what you're wanting. I used it. I did that exact same thing. I didn't break a bolt in a dot, but my buddy did. He broke a bolt off in it. And so I used the soldering iron and heated it up. And then I was able to get it out. So if you can just direct the heat, that tends to help versus just taking a heat gun and blasting everything. That's where Armsman, that's where I have mine from, is Radio Shack. That's funny that you said that. That's where my original one is from. And then I've got a bigger one that it's a Blue Point, from Snap-on, but it's their Blue Point version. And I just bought it because I needed it at that time. I've had it for years, and that thing gets freaking hot. Scott's turned into a Glock tard. He's got more Glocks than he has CZs. Hey, man, I mean, like I said, Glock is not my favorite, but the shit runs. I mean, they work. Hello, Reloading from the Hot Pot. There's your another content creator to go over and subscribe to. Let's see here. Mook, how are you, sir? He is saying, how does the DWX compact compare to the Staccato C2? I'm about to pull the trigger on the DWX. Help, please. DWX compact, well, now I understand they offer a rail, light rail, so that's a good thing. They're not optic ready unless something's came out. I know about the optic or the light rail. I don't know if they're optic ready yet, so you'd have to mill it. If you're an iron guy, I mean, nothing wrong with the gun at all. I mean, I think it's a great gun in my opinion. Now, of course, that's single action versus the Shadow 2 compact, which is double action, single action. I'm more, and I've put my hand on both. Now, not the light rail, or excuse me, not the light rail version, just the regular DWX compact. I did put my hand on one, and I still prefer the CZ Shadow 2 compact, in my opinion. But the DWX is very nice. I mean, it's very nice. So you can't really go wrong with it. I would recommend the light rail if you can get that, and then you could have it milled later on if you choose to. But yes, I know they are. They're moving to a bigger warehouse, Dan. I had talked to the owner. I've known him forever. I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but anyway, yeah, they are moving to a bigger location because they keep outgrowing the ones they're in. When I started with Locke, it was like the owner, and I think he had one person. Well, I originally started with one person. Then he got another person. I think he's got like 8 or 9 employees now. So he's doing really well. But that's how long I've been with them, and they make quality stuff. I mean, everything I've gotten from them is awesome. And if you're choosing, I mean, I would, if you're telling me I've got to make a choice between the Staccato and the DWX, in my opinion, I'm going Staccato, because I really do like them. They're both great quality guns. I don't think you're going to have any problems with either one of them, but I really, really do like the 2011 platform. That's one reason I don't have the full-size DWX, because I like not having the grip safety, but I pin mine anyway. And I do like being able to change the grips, because I like the palm swells, super aggressive, which I can't get on the Staccato unless I have it stippled. But I would go with the Staccato, but you can't go wrong with either one of them. Oh, there is an optic ready and a light rail. Yeah, then you'll be good to go. I mean, like I said, if that's what you want, you can't go wrong with it. William, there you go. William says he has the Staccato CS and the CZ Shadow 2 Compact, and he prefers the CZ. So there you go. No, I don't care. I don't care about any of that kind of stuff. You know, but let me say one thing, and I'm just going to throw this out there. Okay, we're getting close to a big thing that happens in our country every 4 years. I don't want to say the words because YouTube will blast me. So I've got to do this. Y'all all know where we're going. But every 4 years, something happens. Okay? And it's the season for that. Do you see, I don't see signs. I don't see, hey, give me a check. I'm your guy. I don't see a lot of that stuff going on. Why is that? They should be doing it. I see a lot of the T-Man having rallies, but I don't see anything else from from the other side. So what's going on? What's going on? Something weird. And I said this on way back when. I'm like, something is weird about this year. Something's weird. So, not trying to throw up the conspiracy stuff, but something's weird. Let's see. Armsman is saying, can't tell me anything about the Shadow 2 Compact. Love that thing. I don't even carry anything else anymore. Well, there you go. Palindrome says loves his Staccatos. Yep, I'm with you. But he does prefer his palm swell grips on a CZ. I'm a palm swell guy. Anything I can get a palm swell on from Lock, I love it. Reloading is saying my Staccato P is still running fine, and I wring its neck. Yeah. Arms and what holster did you get for? He actually makes them, Brian. He's a holster maker. Armsman is. Yeah, I put his link, or I put his the discount code up there. You can buy holsters through him. Yes, Scott, you're not wrong. Staccato mags are pricey. I get that. They are. It's almost like one size knows their candidate's going to get freaking hammered in November. I know, but it's just weird. Could something happen and we not have it and they already know that? I mean, I don't know. You've got, how can I say this? You got Kim, you got NK probably going to invade T. You've got, the other stuff that we're sending all this money to. Y'all know where I'm going with this. I don't know. Something's just weird. It just doesn't feel right. Something's just, I don't know. I got these spider senses they've been going for a long time. Like I said, I could be totally wrong, and I'm not one of those kind of guys. I'm not a fear monger. Just something's weird. I don't know. I'm definitely expecting something to happen. Not sure what it is, but I've had that feeling for a while now. Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. It's very strange. Let's see. They're so going to digital signs, I believe. So Jesus has a much better organization campaign, and they have no excuses if they don't have everything prepared for the potential court cases. Yeah, like I said, I just don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, it feels like the calm before the storm. Something's coming, but you can't quite put your finger on it. That's exactly it. It's just something's lurking, for sure. Hello, IBG. How are you, man? But yeah, I'm excited about the new Streamlight. I think that's going to be really cool. The TLR-7, but with the lumens and the candela, I mean that's pretty awesome. So, because I've said this before, I love the TLR-7A. It's one of my favorite, or it is my favorite small light. But honestly, and I'm me, I don't fib or bullshit anybody. But after about 35 yards, if somebody had a dark jacket on and they're holding like a cell phone against the dark jacket, I couldn't tell if it was a or if it was a cell phone or a knife or whatever. So that's why I do like, the X300s and the TLR1s and things like that. But if this has the double power of the TLR-7A, then that's nothing to squawk at. I agree, Ranger. I agree. It will pull a bullshit ATF raid on Orange Man, take him out. Yeah, something's just weird. Mike Kai said, just came in to smash the thumbs up at a graduation party. We'll catch the replay. Thanks, Mike Kai. I appreciate it. Yeah, smash that thumbs up. Hello for Floridian. Floridian's in the house. Where are you this evening, sir? Well, this drink is tasting good. But like I said, I got that package today from Uncle Dan, and I was excited about it. I knew what it was and what he was sending. I got it. I, put it together, took some pictures of it, sent it to Uncle Dan and some of my buddies, and got their opinion on it. They all seem to really like it. I think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be another option in my bring along setup. I will say that. So in my bring along, it's going to be a good option. So there's some compatibility there. There's some other things there that could come into play. And I think it's going to be a really cool setup. So pretty excited about it. I just want to take it, test it, see what I really think about it, see how it works out. I have LARPed around the house with it, testing it, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. IBG, I didn't really announce it. Like I said, y'all know me. I don't just throw up stuff or do videos going, hey, here's a box opening. Here's because I really want to test it before I recommend it. That's just kind of the way I am. So I want to personally test it. I'll film it. stuff like that. Like kind of I did with the 5.7 Rock. I've got 3 series on that where I ran it. I've got the last one up on it. So far on the Rock, I've got 150 rounds through it, but I've got a detailed video on it after 150 rounds, what I think about it. So, matter of fact, Uncle Dan sent me something for the Rock as well. I've got to test it, see what I think about it too. So, no. They don't. I told them, they had me on the list. They kept reaching out to me. And I was like, I told y'all many years ago to leave my ass alone. And since then, they haven't reached out, and I'm glad about it. But no, it's not the ODOT or whatever it's called. No. A Saber Rock 5.7, yeah, that'd be cool. They kind of have, Jerry, if you look at a lot of the different options, they have some pretty damn cool options of the 5.7. I mean, I'm glad that I got the one that I got because it is the FDE. It does have the threaded barrel. It doesn't have suppressor sights, but that's not a huge deal. Of course, I put the dot on it, and it came with 10 mags and the bag for like $4.99. So, I mean, and you can check out the 3rd video that I released. It's up and it's been up, but it's still, you'll be able to kind of see what I think about it. The new Staccato C is still not released. That's the only gun in my buy list this year. Yeah, I mean, that's a great option. And there's 2 offerings of that on the C. There's like the 16-round grip, and then I guess the 18-round grip. I would just get the 18. That's just me personally. Nothing wrong with the 16 because that's what my C2 is. But however, I don't know if y'all know this, but I run the Defender mags in mine, the MBX mags. So it's 18 plus 1 in my C2. That's the mags that I run in it. And if you want them, you can just go to MBX, and it's called the Defender Staccato mag. And it does make your C2 have 18 plus 1 rounds. And it's really not, I mean, it's probably just a hair bigger than the 16-round mag. So the mags are like 100, and of course they're MBX mags, but they're like $110 or something a piece. No IBG. They haven't officially released it. We all think it's going to be the C10 or P10. I don't know if it's going to be the P10C and F, but we all think it's going to be the P10 line up. What's the cost per round? On the 5.7, I can get a box of American Eagle, just the plain Jane, no, just FMJs for like $29 for 50 rounds, something like that. And that's all I've ran through mine. And I say that in the 3rd video. I haven't tested the FN. I haven't tested Fiocchi. I haven't tested the AAC, the VMAX, or any of that. I plan on getting the VMAX and stuff so I can test that as well, but I haven't as of yet because I bought like 6. How many rounds did I get? 600 rounds. I bought 600 rounds of the Federal American Eagle. So I bought 600 rounds right off the bat. So it's a case and a couple of boxes. But so far, I am really liking the 5.7 Rock. Yeah, 40 grain. Yep, $26.99. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I bought mine from Texas Gun Experience. I do, I try to buy local when I can. From my local gun store, my home away from home. Yeah, the PSA daggers, they do have a lot of really good sales on those. I've just never, I haven't ever shot one yet. I haven't tried one. So to be honest with you, I know that Trigger Bar has, I think he's got a couple of them, the micro and the full size. I personally just haven't shot one yet. So I don't know about reliability, things like that. I know some people say that they're kind of hit and miss. So I don't know. But, yeah, so I'm excited about the toy that Uncle Dan sent me. And like I said, I'm going to try to get to the try to get so where I can test it. I've got Saturday, I'm going to take care of my dad. And then Sunday, we've got a big party to go to. Matter of fact, before the party, I'll be getting there early, and I'm going to be helping him set up his AR, putting the red dot on it, trying to sight it in for him. I'm going to use the Mantis Blackbeard to help him sight it in. Just in the home. I'm going to go to the longest hallway or the farthest distance in the home. That's why I'm going to get there early before anybody shows up for the party. I'm going to sight it in for him within the full length of his home. He's got a pretty big house. So I'll find the farthest distance I can, try to sight it in for him. I'll take the Mantis Blackbeard. I'll turn on the laser where it's inside the barrel. So I'll turn that on completely, and then I'll just kind of co-witness the dot to it. And, Hide Over Bowler's not big on this. He's not running a 193 optic mount or anything. It's a standard mount. I prefer the 193 or higher, just with my big old head. So I'm really, really, really into the 193 and higher optic mounts, even on scopes, red dots. I mean, I even have some of their fake unities. I call them fake unities. I've actually had good luck with them. Here's one right here. I bought another one because I like them so much. But these little fake unities, they seem to really zero out well. They do have, I don't know how well you can see it, but they do have the little irons in there, the little built-in short irons, the front sight and the rear sight inside there. And it's adjustable by this dial. So you can adjust the rear aperture, in there. But that's a super small short radius. I mean, it's this big, but for CQB, it would work if your dot were ever to go down. But I prefer the taller mounts. But he's going to be running the standard mount. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to clean it because it's new. So I'm just going to clean all the shipping stuff off of it. I'm going to oil it, run the bore snake through it, just make sure it's all good to go. I'm going to show him how to load it, work the safety. I'm changing out the factory charging handle. I'm going to give him a charging handle. He'll be running the War Comp in there. I'm donating one of mine to him. They had sent me some to test. I really liked them. They sent me an extra one, so I'm going to donate it to him to get him up and running. Because I do not, and he has big hands like me, so I do not like the stock charging handles, the mil spec. They're just too damn small, and they're not ambidextrous. So this one is ambidextrous. So that way, because he's a new shooter, so I just want him to have, kind of all the things that could help him. Not that I'm a professional, because I'm not. I'll never claim to be, but I'm just trying to help. So going to show him all the common stuff and how to work the damn safety and keep his finger off the trigger and that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to do. Ranger said, let's see here. Come on, light up. There we go. I use a 175 mount. For some reason, being left-handed seems to work well for me. I just really like the tall mounts. I've been using them for a while, and I'm really liking them and actually getting more mounts, scope mounts, red dot mounts, whatever, with the taller ones. Oops, there it goes. Compact and full size have been good, but my micro dagger has been nothing but issues. Ooh, there you go. So, I like to share input if anybody has any with any kind of guns, because we're all going through this together. If we can get any kind of assistance or have some sort of examples, I know you can get one that runs perfect on any kind of gun and somebody else can get one that doesn't. So stuff can happen. We all know that, but and the good thing about PSA is they do have the lifetime warranty. So if anything ever happened, they're going to take care of you, and they're an American company, which is good. It doesn't have to be shipped overseas and all that other crap. So hopefully they'd have a quick, turn and burn, turnaround time to get it back to you quickly. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Just FYI, I expect ammo prices to go through the roof this fall. That would not surprise me. And like I've said, times are pretty good right now. So if you can, don't don't go out and load up your credit card and do anything silly. I never recommend people doing that. But if you can start buying 50 rounds here, 100 rounds here, maybe every paycheck, load up a little bit here and there. Or if you can buy a case, find a good deal on a case, buy a case um, of ammo in different calibers that you may need. Because who knows? We don't know what the hell's going on. I'm just saying I would definitely purchase what you can, how you can within your budget. Yeah, and as Hot Pot's saying, reloading supplies as well. There actually is one now, Brian. I did see a company that was making an optic housing part of their upper, so it's built into the upper, and I thought well, that's pretty cool. So you can't remove it, but I thought that was cool. I can't remember the name of the manufacturer though, but I did see that and I was like, wow, okay. They're calling it integral scope mount. And it was a higher option. I think it was a 175 if I'm remembering correctly, I think it was a 175. Yep, Scott's saying he uses Sizzle to buy ammo a lot because I can break it up into 4 payments. Yeah, if you can, hell, do it. Like I said, don't load up credit cards. Don't put yourself in financial debt. I've seen too many people do this. Where you're trying to keep up with the Joneses and you got to buy the next latest and greatest gun that's lipstick on a pig. And people just like buy all this shit. I've got a buddy who does it, and I'm just like, dude, and he's telling me, oh man, I'm broke. And I'm like, why are you buying all that? And I'm not trying to be negative, but he's buying a bunch of guns that have no resale value, none. If the bottom fell out of something tomorrow and he had to sell his guns, he wouldn't even get a quarter of what he paid for them because, and nothing against them, but they are all budget type guns. And I'm telling him, I'm like, get rid of some of your budget guns and buy some guns that may hold their value. And I'm not throwing out names, but I'm just saying, if you buy a bunch of budget stuff, at the end of the day, you just have budget stuff that holds no resale value. Nobody wants it because I have watched, and I'm not trying to be negative, but I have watched the TIOS, and I'm not beating up the gun because I think it's a very good price point. But I watched the TIOS, they started out at like the double stack. They started out like $1,099. Now they're down to like $799 on sale and $699. I mean, they just keep going down and down and down because they're so plentiful. There's just so many of them out there. You can just go into any gun store and buy them or online, and they're just going to keep decreasing in value. So it's kind of like when you buy a car. You could buy a car that's going to get you to and from work, but if you buy the correct vehicle with the correct package that a lot of people want, those are going to bring more value. So I'm not trying to beat up any budget stuff. I'm just trying to tell you that when you purchase things, and I don't buy just stuff for reviews. Y'all know that. I do not buy the latest and greatest thing. Sometimes I wait years to even get them because if it's something I want. Because I've got plenty of options now. It's just every once in a while I'm like, okay, yeah, now I want to get that. And also people say, oh my God, you're just now getting into 5.7. No, I got into 5.7 way the hell back. I had the FN, original FN, when it had the FDE tactical, but it still didn't have a dot and all that other stuff. And that was when 5.7 ammo was $80 per box. $80 a box. And I had that gun and I shot it. I mean, and I'm being 1,000% honest. I think I put maybe 400 rounds through that gun, maybe. And then I sold it and made a shitload of money off that gun because it was in such demand at that time. And that's what I try to do. If you buy a higher priced quality gun, they tend to hold their value. But I didn't like the grip. The trigger sucked. There was a lot of things I didn't like about it. It wasn't optic ready. That's why I decided to go to the Palmetto State Armory, because I like the grip. It's already dot ready. And shit, 10 mags plus the gun, threaded barrel, and everything for $4.99. I mean, and it's made in America, and if something happens, they're going to warranty it. So I was just like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. And I actually really enjoy it. Hello, Clyde Cumberland. How are you? Exactly. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. Quality over quantity. Because you can have a whole bunch of shit, and at the end of the day, it's a bucket of shit. So, yep, Ranger, you know that. I know that too. I've seen those things for $90. I've seen them for $80. I even saw one used for $60. It was an old High Point. But if that's something that people can afford to defend themselves and their family, hey, do it. I'm all for that. But if you're a collector and you're buying a whole bunch of guns, why just buy a bunch of budget guns? And I'm not trying to beat anybody up, but I'm just being honest. This is my opinion. Shadow 2, I saw Shadow 2. It was not optic ready, and I saw it for $8.99. But it was not optic ready, and it was $8.99. So, I mean, you could get that gun, you could mill it for like shit, $150, $200, and that would be a direct mill, not a plate. But I mean, y'all know that I'm a big CZ fan. I buy everything. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of me too. It's just depending on what it is and if I find a niche for it. And like I said in that 5.7 video, my wife loves 22. She absolutely loves it, and she shoots it like a boss. But we all know that rimfire is not as reliable as center fire. I, and probably most of the people out in this chat, if 22 goes click, you can rack it and get right back in the fight. Somebody who's not like we are, they might not be able to do that. They might be like, what the hell's going on? And that's going to be too late. So that's what I'm saying. If I can have the reliability of center fire, that was kind of my point of getting the 5.7. Plus, I've got, you'll have 24 rounds on tap. And 5.7 is not a joke. So, that's kind of what I was looking at for my wife. And I wanted my daughter to shoot it and see what she thinks about it. I just think it could be a really good time. Brian, that's because the market is flooded. It is literally flooded. These manufacturers have so many guns sitting because when we had the last scare, everybody bought everything. Then everybody sold off everything. I mean, I even sold some stuff back in the prime. I sold stuff more than I bought it for. I made money I went through the safes and I was like, man, I haven't shot this thing in like 2 or 3 years. I set it to the side. I haven't shot this. I didn't even know I had this. I set it to the side. And I went and sold those guns, and I made good money on those guns. But I always do try to buy them correctly as well. So yes, some of the gun market is flooded. And some of these manufacturers are coming out with a new thing every day. And it's, it could just be a different Cerakote color. It could be, this one has front serrations. It could just be, lipstick on a pig, but it's the same damn animal you already have. Rusty Taylor says he's having hail. Shit, I hope we don't get hail. It's just been raining all freaking day. It's it's sprinkling now, but it was raining earlier just a minute ago. I only have 5 ammo calibers. I reload and buy now. 9mm, 10mm, 223, 6.5, and 300 blackout. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. there's calibers that I really, really highly load up on, like 9mm, 45, 300 blackout, 308. 5.7. I think I have maybe, what do I have? Like 400 rounds or something like that now, or I don't know, maybe 350 rounds left. I'll buy more because I do want to get the FN, Fiocchi, VMAX, some other manufacturers of that. But if you see something that's a really great price and you've been wanting it, buy it. That's one reason I bought the Rock. I had been, like, man, I think my wife and kid would really love, to shoot 5.7, and I would feel better about it for them. So that's why I got it. I'm going to test it, keep testing it, run it through the mill. Scott even recommended that I take the 5.7. I've already got 150 rounds through it. I just keep running it just to see what it'll take, before it chokes. I might do that. So, I might run 300 rounds, 400 rounds just to see what it'll take. And then when it shits the bed, then I'll clean it, take it all apart, do all that stuff. And then, go from there and see how it handles it after the cleaning. I wouldn't have them do that, but I can do that because it's not my defense, personal defense pistol at that time. And also, would I feel underpowered with a 5.7? I've been asked that 1,000 times since I put up these videos. Oh my God, how would you feel about that with self-defense? Okay, I kind of look at it. It shoots like a 22. I can take a 22. Y'all have all seen me do it in videos if you follow me. I've taken a 22 at 25 yards, and I've dumped freaking 20 plus rounds. I mean, literally right there. So, I can pretty much do that with 5.7. If you watch the part 3 video, you'll see I think I'm at 15 yards and I'm just shooting. I do have a trimmer, so I'm not a bullseye shooter. But I mean, it was like a fist size group at 15 yards with the 15 rounds. So do I feel comfortable carrying that and dropping someone? Yes, I do. So I would not be scared to carry a 5.7, because you have so many rounds on tap. So. Oh, Sulphur Springs. Yep, I know where that is. Damn, dude. Hope everything's okay. 5.7 is fun to discharge. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is a fun round. Yep, nothing exciting is being released. I agree. Rich V says, I just don't get it. You have the new Ross Martin out, and you have the new SOCOM out. How is there enough room in the market for these new releases to make it? Exactly. The market is flooded with striker fire guns. It is flooded. So when you have more and more, and trust me, I'm all about capitalism. I'm all about new manufacturers to the marketplace. I'm all about new guns to the marketplace. However, when you flood that market, there's only so many people to buy. And you've got the diehard manufacturer guys. I'm going to buy Glock. I'm going to buy Smith & Wesson. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy that. You've got those. So it is a very, very hard market to compete in. So I do agree with that. Yeah, they actually, if you look at the new AAC 5.7 VMAX, that ammo is not a joke. That's legit ammo, the VMAX. So, and that's what I was going to get, if it turns into her home defense weapon, things like that. So that's why I want to test what I've been testing. Then I want to get more differing ammo and see. Matter of fact, what I'll probably do is then that's when I will go to ETTS outdoor range, and I'll bring items with me, where I can test it against some, structural type things is what I'm trying to say. I won't say what they are, but I'll do a little more that type of testing to see what it'll do. Yeah, I mean, I've looked at the Ross Martin. Matter of fact, I could have gotten one sent to me, and I was just like, I mean, I think it has some cool options. It's got like the XD sights. It takes P10C mags, which I have 1,000 of, not literally, but you know what I mean. I've got a lot of those. And I'm not saying it's a bad gun. It's not. I'm sure it's a great gun, but I'm like, what does it do? What is the difference? That's why just because something's new and it's like, hey, here's the new gun, I don't run out and buy it, and I won't. I just will not do it. If it's a gun where I'm like, it's not going to benefit me. It's nothing I don't already have. It's nothing I'm excited about. I'm just not going to buy it. I have to truly want it, because most of the guns that I buy, I want to keep. Now, I had a bunch in the past. That was what I was talking about with selling some off during the heyday. I had some guns where I was just like, I could go out and buy these things tomorrow for the same damn price. So, if it's something I can just walk into a store and find, and I'm not shooting it, and I just don't care about it, why not get rid of it? Especially because I bought a lot of my guns during really great times. So I bought them cheap. And now with the inflation, that's benefiting me when I sell it. If it's not something that's out in the marketplace and it's just flooded. I mean, it's just like they're giving them away. I agree with reloading. I agree 1,000%. Everything is a clone. SAR's making a clone. Ross Martin's making a clone. The thing I do like about Ross Martin is they're made in Dallas, Texas. That's what, 40 something minutes from me. I do support Texas companies. That's another reason I do like the Staccato so much. It's a great gun. It's all tooled steel, so you're not getting any MIM shit. So that is another reason I do like supporting Staccato. However, Masterpiece Arms is a marvelous 2011. I mean, it is incredible 2011. I love all my, or both my Masterpiece Arms. They're fantastic guns. And they're a higher grade. And I've said this before, they're more accurate. They're better, tighter tolerances than my Staccato. Better triggers from the factory than Staccato. But Staccato is going towards the law enforcement. That's how they're pushing their stuff too. So, I get it. But you can get a higher grade buying a Masterpiece Arms 2011 than a Staccato for almost the same damn price. So if you're wanting better accuracy, more of a, custom type, I would recommend the Masterpiece Arms. If you're wanting something, that just runs and you can depend on, Staccato. So, let's see here. Let me try to catch up here. Oh, okay. Reloading is going to look at an MPA this weekend. Cool, man. Let me know what you think about it. Shoot me a, just on one of the videos or whatever, or get with Chris and he'll give you my cell phone. Get with Chris from the 740 and tell him I said it was okay to give you my cell phone. Just shoot me a text or whatever. Love to get your opinion on it. I really enjoy their guns, and I'm not shilling for them. I'm not doing any of that stuff. But their 2011s are legit. I really, really do like them. I completely agree with you, Palindrome. I even said that to a buddy of mine the other day. I was like, God, how are all these companies going to keep competing? And they were dominantly striker fire. I'm like, how are all these companies going to keep, competing? Because here's what I see. And I made this statement, and I can't knock them for it because I appreciate them. PSA, they are making so many guns at affordable prices. Some may work, some may not work, but they've got the warranty. They're making their own ammo. I mean, they're doing all kinds of shit. But man, PSA is going to starve a lot of people out of business. I mean, they are. And I'm telling you, I'm all for capitalism. Do not get me wrong. But I'm just like, man, I mean, because I just keep kind of throwing it back, but I bought my rock for, $499 with 10 mags. I can't do that with an M&P. I can't do that with a Ruger, the 5.7. I can't do that with the FN, 5.7. I'm comparing other 5.7 guns. I mean, that's super hard to compete with, as long as it runs correctly. So, oh, okay. Reloading says his local gun store has them in stock. They're great guns, man. Put your hands on them and see what you think about them. Let me know. Seriously, shoot me a text. I'd love to hear. Yep, you're right. Sure, you meant Staccato has gone more mass production and has lost some quality by doing so. Yes, and y'all know this. My first C2 shit the bed. After 5,000 rounds, most people will never shoot 5,000 rounds, but it had over 5,000 rounds through it, and it shit the bed. It warped the frame, but Staccato has the lifetime warranty, and it's not even for the real or the true owner, I believe, if I'm correct. Don't quote me on that, but I have heard other people say they bought a used one and had an issue and they fixed it immediately. So that would mean it's not the original owner. I think it goes with the gun, even if you sell it used. But I mean, they replaced the whole gun, and y'all know how much I shoot my C2. I probably have 5,000 rounds or more on it already, and it runs like a champ. So it was a heat treating issue, from what I understand, and they fixed that. No problem since. And I used to do heat treating. In aviation, I've dealt with that shit too. And you can, when you put it in there, you can have the stuff in the center, you can have stuff on the edges. So wherever the frame could have been, it just might have not been done properly. Shit can happen. I totally understand that. It's not great, but I understand anything can happen. Brand new car, it can shit the bed when you drive off the lot. So nothing surprises me. Any hands-on with the platypus? I do not personally. I have a buddy who has one. He's had really good luck with it. Y'all know him. He's Humble Marksman. He's a good friend of mine. He's had great luck with his. I have not bought one as of yet, and there's one reason, or actually a couple of reasons. The grip is slick as shit. I don't like that. Now they've upgraded it. They offer a more aggressive grip. Plus, I wanted a bull barrel. Now they're supposedly offering a bull barrel. Also, I didn't want an RMSC cut on a 2011. Now they're offering an RMR cut. So between you and us and the fence post, I have actually thought about getting a platypus, but with all the new upgrades. The RMR cut, the bull barrel, and the really aggressive stippling, because I'm just going to say it. I'm going to be honest. Y'all know me. I don't bullshit around. I don't have baby hands. I like super aggressive. If I can get it, I want it. And now I can get it. That's one reason, because the other one was slick as a cat's ass. So I don't want that. Not anything I'm going to spend that money on. Also, the compatibility of having Glock mags in a 2011, that's pretty awesome. There is a new gun company called Fusion that just announced they're making a 2011, and it's going to be the 4.25, and that's the one I would buy. I would buy the Commander style, not the 5-inch, in the Platypus or the Fusion or whatever. I would want the Commander style or size, but if it takes Glock mags, that's not a bad thing. Glock mags are cheap. I've got shitloads of them, and I only own 2 Glocks. That's it. But I've got a shitload of Glock mags. So that's not a bad thing. And compatibility of that, if you ran a PCC with Glock mags or whatever, and your 2011 ran Glock mags, that's not a bad thing. Compatibility, mag compatibility is a great thing. So I don't personally have any experience with it, so I couldn't say that. Wow, that was weird. Somebody just tried to FaceTime me. Okay, that was strange. I guess they could see my ceiling. That was about it. I didn't accept it, so I guess they couldn't even see the ceiling. And making ammo is just printing money. You're exactly right, Scott. Let's see here. PSA has that same deal for the rock that you were able to get for Memorial Day sale tempting. I mean, I'm not trying to push anybody to get anything because I say buy what you want, you know me. But I'm really enjoying that rock. I was pleasantly surprised how much I'm enjoying that rock. It's fun. It's loud. It throws a flame. Um, 5.7 is not a joke. But it's a very fun gun. And I think when I put my wife behind it, like I said, she loves 22. So I think when I put her behind it, she's going to like it. And that's what I'm hoping for. And my wife is really tall. She has long hands for a woman. She's what is she, 5'10"? I think she's 5'9" or 5'10". So she's very tall, thin. She weighs 110 pounds. She is an ex-model. I know some of the people that I know have seen my wife and they're like, wow. And I said, yes, I met her when I was good looking way back in the day. We've been married going on, 31 or 32 years. So yeah, she's way pretty. So, if I can get something for her that she's going to really enjoy, and this is the fear that I have. I'm not afraid of anything, but the concern I have is I'm going to put it in her hand. She's going to shoot it and she's going to be like, holy shit, this is my gun. You're not getting it back. That's probably what's going to happen. And if so, I might go and buy another one. So there's that. Also, if y'all know me, and I'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. If you go on PSA, they actually offer, and I could have already bought one and I should have bought it, but I didn't know because I didn't have my 5.7 at the time. But they offer an all orange 5.7 rock grip. So it's all orange. They offer an orange one, a green one. They have these crazy colors. But I was like, man, that would be sweet to have an all orange grip with like a black slide and maybe like a gold barrel, threaded barrel, or something just kind of crazy, because y'all know me, I like shit crazy. But that might be an excuse to buy another one. So there you go. I agree with Ranger. Hit that thumbs up, peeps. And remember, if you want an Armsman holster or lock grips, scroll up. I put the discount code in there and y'all can buy those. With the Armsman, you get using my code, BJGG10, you get free shipping and 10% off. And he's only doing it for the subscribers. And I don't make any money on it. It's just to benefit y'all and y'all only. And then lock grips, you can use BJGD10 as well. Your AR stands, pistol stands, grips, hats, t-shirts, anything they offer. 10% off that too. Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell y'all. If I ordered a platypus, the one that I was going to order was going to be orange and like the kind of olive drab green. That's what I was going to get. So y'all heard it first. So if y'all see an orange and olive drab green platypus, that would have been mine. So I hadn't seen anybody do that. So that's what I was going to do. I think that'd be pretty cool. Because orange and black, I've already done that scheme on another gun. I called it the pumpkin. I've even got that on my my Mossberg 590A1. It's orange and black, completely orange and black. But I love orange. That's my favorite color. 16 weeks, yeah, that's what I heard. 16 weeks currently for Stealth Arms Platypus, now in 45 and 357. Man, 357 would be pretty cool. I know they were coming with it, but I didn't see that they officially announced that, but that would be pretty damn cool. Let's see here. PSA AR-15 300 Blackout 8.5 for the house or truck. It'll be my first AR. 8.5 is a really good option. I honestly, I would not go below an 8.5. I know you can get it, but it depends on the twist. you really need a 1.5 twist for 300 blackout if it's super short. 8.5 300 blackout is a really good option. I love 300 blackout because you can go all the way from 90 grain to 240 grain. And as long as everything functions correctly, the gas block's done correctly, all that stuff, you're not going to have any problem. It could be pretty gassy with the suppressor, but you can work on that with your buffer springs and weights. So you can get the ejection like right at 3 o'clock. All mine eject, and I've done videos on them. All mine eject about 3 o'clock. I've got one that does like 2:30. With adjusting the gas blocks, but I love 300 blackout because if I have a choice between 5.56 or 223 and 300 blackout, I'm going 30 cal all day long. That's just me. I'm not telling people what to do, but 30 cal is legit. Now, when you really start stretching it out for maximum distance, 300 blackout, even subs especially, but God, what am I trying to say? Standard velocity or your supers, they're also going to drop quicker than 5.56 because they weigh more. That's kind of what happens. But I really do love 300 blackout, and I love 308. Y'all know that. I have anyone use the DPM recoil reduction kits in any of your handguns? I do not, William. They offered way back in the day, they offered to send me some, and I didn't accept. Nothing against them, but I'm like, it probably does help. It probably does. I'm not saying it doesn't. On my 1911s, 2011s, you can buy regular springs to adjust a lot of that. Polymer guns, I'm not recoil sensitive. I'm honestly not, and I'm not saying if you are or whatever, they could very well work for you and help you. I just don't personally. I don't feel that I need it. It could help. It could be a very slight help. I personally just don't see a big reason for it. I know a lot of people push them. There's one channel in particular that pushes them, and it very well could help. But me, I want the reliability, especially with striker fire. I want the reliability of a lot of the factory springs. Even when I bought my Radian Ramjet, which an afterburner, which I highly recommend for Glock, they offer a spring as well. It's an adjustable spring, goes from like 13 pounds to I think it's 16 pounds. They've got 3 options that comes in that pack. I wanted to make sure it could run on the factory spring, and it did. And it runs perfectly on the factory spring, my Gen 5. I can't speak for Gen 3 or Gen 4 because I don't know, but it runs perfectly. And I know it's reliable. So I don't want to maybe put something in there that would be unreliable and create like primer strikes or stovepipes or something like that. So that's why I've chosen not to. Not saying it's bad. I just personally don't have any experience with it, so I don't want to speak bad of it, but I'm not sure it's needed, just in my opinion. Let's see. Reloading is saying, I gave your discount code this last weekend. Put your discount code this last weekend. Did you use it? I don't know. I appreciate it. If you've maybe passed it out to somebody or something like that. I agree with you on that. I only buy expensive ammo for long range precision shooting. I do agree with that. Because like if I'm going to slaughter hogs or something like that, I'm not buying precision ammo, just being honest with you. Also, if I'm, let's say this, how can I say this? When stuff really hits the fan, I'm not so worried about, if it would expand, that would be great. but I just want it I want it pretty accurate. Doesn't have to be 1 MOA like you're going to be with precision, or even 22 precision, but I want it fairly accurate. But if I can turn your head into a strainer, that works for me. Russell Young, you may add, well, getting suppressed now, 300 blackout is a great super, but the magic happens with the Canon subs, hard to beat. Huxworks flow through can, definitely get a titanium can. I've got a titanium can for my 300 blackout, but it is a Trash Panda Q, and I really, really do like it. Works great. It's super quiet with subs. Oh my gosh, that thing is. I've got videos way back. You can hear it. It's just like, I mean, the action is louder than sending the round. So yes, it does shine. However, I've said this numerous times. For home defense and stuff, I prefer supers because of speed. But I do prefer supers for defensive purposes, because at a distance, your 220s will drop like a freaking rock. And I've proven it. At 50 yards, I was going for headshots with supers, and it was literally dropping all the way down to the center of the chest, almost 12, 13 inches at 50 yards with subs. So it's quite drastic. And if you're not aware of it, or you're not paying attention, you're aiming here, you're going to hit them in the belly button. So just be aware of it. If you're aware of it, it's not a big deal. But if you're not, it can be like, what the hell just happened? So just practice with both. Here you go. Here's Armsman. He said, I have tried them and haven't really noticed a difference between DPM and a steel guide rod. Now I know someone that swears by them for competition, but he changes the springs all around. Yeah. And I do have steel guide rods in a lot of my pistols that did not come with steel guide rods. I'm a big believer in steel guide rods. Charger Arms has a nice Masonic themed Gen 17, Gen 5. Look under their Cerakote section. Okay, cool. Okay, thanks for the feedback. I'm considering DPM for the CS. I mean, I'm not telling you not to do it, William. I'm really not, because I just don't have a lot of experience with it. But man, I mean, my C2 runs great. My P, because I added the comp. When I added the comp, it ran perfectly fine on the stock spring. But I did put a less spring. I think I went down from like, man, I've got the numbers. It's in one of the bins that are right behind you. Y'all haven't, and I don't advertise it, but back behind me that the flag is on the top, you'll see the bins, and I've got a cover over it. In those bins, I've got holsters. I've got an AR-15 bin. I've got a pistol bin, with parts. I've got, dude, they're all labeled. I know what everything is, but I've got so much freaking parts. That's why another reason this weekend I'm donating a bunch of parts to that AR-15 so we can get in. I'm changing the grip, changing the charging handle. I'm adding a red dot. I'm giving him a couple of mags because he doesn't have a bunch of money, and I'm donating him a couple of mags. I just want him prepared for home defense. So I'm also giving him a bag, giving him a rifle bag. It's one, and I'll be honest with you, it's one of my old Chinese bags that I broke a zipper on. It still has one zipper that goes all the way around. The other zipper broke off because it's not a linked defense bag or an American-made bag. Some of the threading in this bag is not even that old, but the freaking zipper broke. And I'm like, really? It was like $100 bag, $120 bag. It's a Draconian or whatever, or Draco or something bag. But OD green, I'm just giving it to him. And I'm just going to tell him, hey, you've got one zipper. But, just trying to help a friend out. So, oh, passed it along. Cool. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. And yeah, if y'all need holsters or you need lock grips, up in the top of the chat, I've put the goodies in there so y'all can get the discount code there. Boom. Had to finish that off. That was good. I definitely needed that. Also, on testing, I did put a new dot on a gun today. I had a break and I was like, you know what? I need to get that dot on there. So I got the dot on there. It is one of the dots the company sent to me. If you remember, I don't know, 2 or 3, 4 chats ago, I said I had all these dots. I wanted to start getting them in the lineup for testing. So I put a dot on a gun, did some dry fire with it, kind of played around with it. And believe it or not, it's actually a very inexpensive dot. It is a fully enclosed dot, but I did do some testing with it, just playing around with it, LARPing with it, so to say. And I'm like, this dot's pretty legit. So, and it's only like $160. And I'm like, what? It came with all the screws. It came with a battery and I had some of these that don't even have a freaking battery. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Now, granted, I've got tons of batteries, but I'm like, I'm not the average person. I'm trying to think of the brand new gun person that doesn't have batteries, that doesn't have screws, that doesn't have all this other shit and tools, or a fat wrench to torque it properly. I've got all that. Some people don't. Maybe not the people on the chat, but some people don't. So I'm going to rip, y'all be prepared. I'm going to rip some of these reviews. I'm going to rip some ass because I'm like, what in the hell are you doing? Why are you sending people buying this shit and not you having a lot of this in the box? So even some of these are like really small screwdrivers. I have shitloads of small screwdrivers, but they don't even send you a small adjustment tool. You can't adjust it with a 9mm casing. You can't adjust it with a freaking dime. Some of these you can't even adjust with a regular small screwdriver. You got to get an extra small, like for freaking eyeglasses. So I'm like, why the hell would you not send a little shitty China tool with it to adjust the damn thing? So some of these companies are going to get their ass ripped, but it is what it is. So, but so far, with playing around with this dot, I'm like, this is legit. So, and I did have to do, and it came with it, I did have to do an RMR2, an Acro compatible mount, and it was in the box. So I'm like, cool. Also, it was a press fit. It didn't just, the plate didn't just fall in there. I had to actually press it in there. So I'm like, okay, now it's good and tight. We're not going to have any movement. So I'm actually kind of digging this dot. One of the things I really hate about it, I'll just go ahead and let it out of the bag. Y'all won't know which dot I'm talking about, is the freaking shit they've got plastered on this dot. Oh my God. It looks like a damn NASCAR. It's got the name and it's got all this shit plastered all over this dot, and it doesn't need it. I actually wanted to take a black Sharpie and start marking all that shit out, but I'm not going to because I want you to see it like it is. And then after the fact, hell, I might even spray paint the damn thing because I'm just like, holy shit. It literally looks like a NASCAR. It's got so much freaking advertisement with their name and shit on it. And I'm like, that's tacky as hell. And it's a black dot, but all the wording is in white. So it sticks out like a sore thumb. And I don't like that. I like shit that's crazy and loud and that, but I'm not, I've even said this before. When I buy a brand new truck or a brand new car, the first thing I do is take all the freaking badging from the dealership and license plate covers and all that shit. Unless they're going to pay me, I'm not going to freaking advertise for them. I don't mind. I've bought, 15 or 16 cars from the same dealership. So, I don't mind helping them out and recommending them, but I'm damn sure not going to walk around like a poster child. That's, if you're not making my car payment or whatever, I'm not going to do that kind of shit for you. But so far, I'm actually kind of liking it. And granted, I just put it on today. I kind of wanted, and the way that I did it is I put the plate in it, torqued it properly, and then marked the screws with the plate, then put the dot on it, tightened it properly with the torque fat wrench, and then marked it, with my little paint pen. So when you see marks on it, that means those are my witness marks. So if anything moves, anything loosens up, I can look right down at it and go, yep, it's not me, it's the freaking dot coming apart. So, because I have had some dots shit the bed. Matter of fact, one of those that I showed, I'm not going to say the name. One of them that already showed, it already shit the bed. So it's out of the mix. I'm not doing a video. I'm not advertising it. I'm not doing shit on it. It already shit the bed. So it was a waste of my time because I put it on a different gun and it didn't last, where did I shoot it? 15 rounds. I think it was 15 rounds and it completely shit the bed. And I was like, really? And then so I adjusted it again. I shot 2 more rounds through it and then it went right back to the same place. So I'm like, nope, I ain't messing with this thing. So I came home, didn't shoot it anymore. I came home, took it off, and then I adjusted it back where I thought it was. And then I banged it on the table like 3 or 4 more times and it went right back. So I'm like, yep, that one's done. I ain't messing with it because it's not worth my time. But anyway, we've gone about an hour and 21 minutes. Anybody have any other items that they want to ask real quick? We'll go to about 8:30. It's 8:21 now. But yeah, I'm excited about testing, a couple of the items I've got in now. I am excited about getting this dot and this particular gun. I will say this isn't a gun that I shoot a lot, but I absolutely love this gun, and a lot of y'all love this gun. So I was like, this gun deserves to be a testing gun. So that's what I've done. Kind of set this one up to where hopefully that plate can stay on there and I can run multiple dots on that plate. So that's my plan. Armsman is actually, he was in the chat earlier, he is actually making a holster for that particular gun and the light combination that I want to run on it. So I think y'all will enjoy the gun. I know I enjoy the gun. A lot of people like the gun. It's a very popular gun. I feel it's a very underrated gun, in my opinion. And it's a very budget-friendly gun. So those are the kind of the hints that I'll throw out there, but I think y'all will like it. And I'm going to start carrying it, with the proper holster, proper light combination. I will give y'all a hint. These are the holsters. Y'all have seen this gun before, but these are the holsters that this gun used to reside in. So I will show these holsters, and this might give you a hint, but I'm not going to tell you the gun. These are the holsters. So if you recognize these holsters, then you might recognize the gun. That's why I pulled these holsters out, because I wanted you to see. These were prior carrying lights. You'll notice one thing. This one has a special open bottom, and it was made particularly for that gun. Open bottom. So what could that mean? Maybe a comp? But anyway, so y'all can go through and go, what do those holsters match? Because they're in some thumbnails, and you'll see that holster, and you'll go, I know which gun he's talking about. So you can do your due diligence if you choose to. But yeah, you'll know exactly which gun when you see those holsters. You'll be like, yep, that's the gun. Because I have told y'all, and y'all have asked, I am going to start reviewing guns from the past. I'm going to go back to them, carry them, test them again. And the one I have chosen, y'all will see what I'm going to be testing. However, Armsman is building a new holster for it because I want to carry it with a light. So, but it is a crowd favorite, so to say. Everybody who sees it loves it, if that helps. Let's see here. Brian is saying the discrete ballistics 188 Celsius subs for HD or hunting are freaking incredible. I have zero doubt that discrete ballistic subs are every bit or more effective than any supers on 300 blackout game. It depends on when you're going out for distance, because some will drop. I love discrete ballistic, or ballistic advantage. I'm sorry, barrels. It's ballistic advantage. I have multiple ballistic advantage barrels, and I do love them. But yeah, I mean, subs are. I'm not knocking subs. I have tons of subs, and I really like subs. I'm just saying if you're wanting to go through car doors, things like that, that's where supers can be better than subs. And with 30 cal, that's why I do appreciate supers, in my opinion, if I had to use it in a certain situation. And yes, he is correct. The Armsman is exactly correct. Those are Harry's holsters. And they're great holsters. They're just the older style holsters. Clyde is saying CZ. Let's see here. I'm going to have to try some of those. Just tested some 190 grain subs. Very solid performance. Yeah, and I like subs. Don't get me wrong. It just depends on the ammo for the job, what you're trying to do. I will show the cup here. We got my Longhorns. Hopefully they kick ass this year. And yes, I am a huge football fan, more so college than NFL. But I love football, so give me grief. That's cool. But I'm a huge football fan. Played it most of my life, or a lot of my life. I was a pretty stocky young man, and I did win state. I played in the old Texas Stadium before they blew it up. So won the state championship. I won't say the year, but this is my Al Bundy days. I guess I could put my hand in my pants while I talk. But got to play in the old Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas before they blew it up. So that was a cool time. And that is where we had the state championship game. And it was if anybody has seen Friday Night Lights, the movie Friday Night Lights, that was about, we were in, or not me personally, we were represented in that movie. Ruger. Yeah, I've been asked this question before. I don't hear any talk about Ruger, or you're not a fan. I own a couple of Rugers. I'm not the hugest Ruger fan. Not saying they're bad guns. I just don't think they should charge what they charge for them personally. The resale value is not there. Some of the QC is not there when it once was. I have owned, oh my gosh, probably 6 or 7 2245 Rugers. I still own one currently, a Gen 4 or whatever. Nothing, not knocking Ruger. I'm not the hugest Ruger fan. I have had some issues in the past, way back when. Kind of tarnished me a little bit. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about 1022, holy shit, yeah, 1022s are legit. But when you get into some of their other Ruger products, they're not that great. Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Older Rugers were better than some of the newer Rugers. But yes, the 1022s are legit. I really do like the 1022s. I owned, I used to own an old 1022. When did I have that? It wasn't the takedown model. It was the original model, the Woodstock model. I actually gave that to one of my cousins. He had a birthday, and every time I would let him shoot that gun, he would throw a fit. He would love that gun. He was a young, I think I gave it to him. I gave it to his father way back in the day. I think he was turning 13, 12 or 13. I can't remember. It's been so long ago. Maybe 12. Anyway, I gave it to his father and for his birthday. So gave it to him on his birthday. He threw a fit. He jumped up and down. He had a great time. And he still owns this. Of course, he's way older now, but he still owns that gun to this day, and he still loves it. So I was just like, you know what? He needs this gun. So God told me to give it to him. I gave it to him. So that's what I did. I was like, this is your birthday. You'll enjoy this gun. And every time he shot it, when I would take it over, he loved it. So I gave it to him. Ruger big bore revolvers are solid, yeah. And I don't have a bunch of experience with the Ruger revolvers, so I'm not knocking those. Don't take that the wrong way. Just some of their semi-automatic, I'm just not a fan. Hello, Norwood. How are you? 1022 Rugers is my only Ruger, and it's amazing. It's probably 22 years old and still rocking, yeah. And I like the 2245s. It's just the mag capacity, being 10, and they run solid. Do not underestimate that. They run like a scalded dog. They're kind of behind the times. I wish they would catch up. And I'll tell you what, this is no lie. And I've said this, I don't know how many times. If Ruger came out with a 1022, or excuse me, a 2245 that took like 20 rounds, it was a double stack or something, yeah, hell, I'd probably buy another one. I mean, they are accurate guns. Do not get me wrong. Hello, Norwood. But anyway, it's 10:30 or 8:31. I'm sorry. But I will go ahead and shut it down. If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that after the chat, I will shout out Armsman again. You can use my code BJGG10, save you 10% off and free shipping for any holster. Also on his website, when you look on there, you will say, hey, he doesn't have this combination of whatever. He hasn't updated his website in quite a while because he's been so busy, as you could understand. So if you're looking for a particular gun with a particular light application, shoot him an email. He probably offers it. And that way you'll know for sure, because not everything is on his website. So I'll just throw that out there. Also, for lock grips, they are in the process of moving to their new facility. So things have been delayed. However, you've got grips, you've got pistol stands, you've got shirts, hats, T-shirts, mag wells. You've got all kinds of stuff. You can use my code BJGG10. That will save you 10% off anything they sell. So if you want to use that, that's great. I appreciate it. And that does help me. I'm not going to lie. I do get a slight percentage on that. However, I love their products. I've been using them for over 6 years, and they're absolutely awesome. Any gun I can put grips on, it's going to be lock grips. I think y'all know that because they make super aggressive ones and they make palm swells. And I'm all about that. So there you go. Trigger Bar is saying, good night, Big J. Bug, he's calling me Bug. Good night, Bug J. Good evening, everyone. Hit the thumbs up on the way out and add a comment. Yes, I appreciate it. And Trigger Bar has a great channel too. Go over and subscribe to him. And again, all the other, content creators on here, please go and support them. Some of them are growing. I was small. I'm not even big now, but I was small, and I always try to push other channels. Thank you so much, Norwood. I appreciate it. But I always tried to push the small channels because I was small once too. I got shout outs from bigger channels, and that's how we all grow. YouTube is stifling our content. We know that. If you look at some of my videos, I'm getting like 300 views. That's never happened. So I know I'm shadow banned. I can't do shit about it, but it is what it is. So, I'm just going to keep putting out content and watch if you like. I appreciate it. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that cool stuff. I'm here for y'all. So y'all make this happen. Also, if I crash and burn, my grandkids hopefully later on down the road can see their grandpa. That's why I do this. I've said that before, but some people don't know why I do YouTube. That is why. Clyde is saying, thank you so much, or thank you again for the wealth of knowledge and information you provide for us. Good night and carry on. Thank you, sir. And I'm not a know-it-all. I'm not. I learn stuff new every day, and I think that's the way we all should, set out for it. If there's a new trick or a new dog and pony that I can learn, I'm all about that. I don't know everything. I don't, and I never will say I do. But I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a great night and love one another. Give them a hug and a kiss. If you haven't talked to your family in a while, please reach out to them. You just never know. Life's short. My father's going through this crap right now. I love him to death and, want to be there for him. So I appreciate you. Y'all have a great night. I am going to start testing some of the stuff I've set up for and the new thing that came today. So I will keep y'all in the mix, and I'll do, maybe a few episodes where y'all can see it and follow along if you choose to. But one I'm really excited about. I think just playing around the house and LARPing around the house, I like it. I'll just say that. I think y'all will be excited about it. But appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful night. And remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation. So we've all got to carry on. Thanks, everyone. Y'all take care.